Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.
Welcome to Peter and Ruffy's Football Show, sponsored by Arnold Clark. It is Wednesday. I'm Peter Martin. Thank you very much for joining us on the programme. In the studio tonight, Alan Ruff, Tam McManus and Barry Ferguson are with me to discuss all things European football. We'll look at the nightmare of the Champions League for Tottenham last night, but fingers crossed, Celtic and Rangers will be celebrating a big success in the Europa League. We certainly hope so. Lots to talk about. Ruffy, is it revenge in the air for Celtic against Cluj?
I'm sure it will be. I think there was a lot of mistakes made in that first game. They want to put that right. I still think they're not a bad side. I don't think it's a given. I wasn't particularly impressed that much with Celtic at Hibs. I thought there was a few times Hibs could have capitalised on that. So they will have to be up their game, like you have to in these European ties. So I still think they've got good enough quality there, but I don't think it's going to be a runaway.
Yeah, Tam, everybody looks back at that game. The one blemish on Neil Lennon's record as far as being unbeaten. There's only one defeat. It is against Cluj, and people look back on his team selection. It was the one point where they feel as if he made a major mistake.
It was amazing how quickly the Celtic fans kind of turned on Neil Lennon. A great start to the season, and one I think poor team selection. He could have played Julian at the back. He could have played Bolingoli at left back. He played Callum McGregor there. Didn't work out on the night. They were so poor at the back. Celtic scoring 3 goals at home should qualify, and so they'll be out for revenge tonight. I agree with Ruff. I think they're certainly not a pushover. It's going to be a tough game, but I think Celtic, a wee bit of revenge in there. I think they'll go and take it tomorrow night.
Yeah, everybody looking actually and mentioning, picking up on your point on Bolingoli, whether he should have played or not, even Julian, who was the £7 million man. But Neil Lennon says certain players were just not ready.
Yeah, I mean, you always look at things in hindsight, but some of the players just weren't ready, so they can make a big issue of it. To score 3 goals at home and not go through is, disappointing from our point of view. So, again, you learn from it, and we have an opportunity to put that right.
Well, Barry, as a manager, that you can see people on the training ground and you think, do I take a risk with them, especially with so much at stake? But it did backfire on him.
Yeah, look, clearly Lenny sees him every single day in training. He'll see what kind of levels they're at, and he made a decision that both of the players weren't ready. Now, clearly, with the performances they've been putting in, they're ready to go and play in this sort of game. So I think it'll be interesting to see how these guys do in Europe. But for me, when I've seen them, they look the part.
Yeah, like in the media, you build a game up, give it a little bit of an edge, and of course revenge is the word that's often used in this one. Neil Lennon is quick to point out it's all about maybe righting the wrongs of what happened on the night.
Possibly, it's quite recent, and we know that it was a game that got away from us, and there's always an opportunity in football maybe to right or wrong, if you want to put it that way, but maybe a little bit extra motivation for the players. But the motivation is that we've started the group well and we're at home, and it's important to try and reinforce the home advantage when you can.
How do you think it's going to go, Ruffy?
Well, I'm a wee bit worried that they scored 4 goals in the first game, particularly at Parkhead, which means obviously, as we've discussed, the defence wasn't, the back four that we thought it was going to be. I think Celtic will edge it 2-1.
Yeah, have a look at that group, Tam. It might help you decide on whether you think it's going to be a win or not, but they're tucked in nicely after that draw with Rennes. Certainly, I don't think Celtic will underestimate Cluj when you consider they defeated Lazio. How do you see it going?
No, I think Celtic will win the game, but as I said earlier, I think it'll be a tough one. I think they've got goals in them, as you said. To score 4 goals at Parkhead is... No many teams come and do that in Europe, and so I think they'll fancy their chances coming again tomorrow night to get a result. But Celtic need to win their home games, same with Rangers as well. If you win your home games and you pick anything up away from home, you're going to get through. So I think Celtic will win 3-1.
Barry?
Yeah, I think Celtic will be too strong. They weren't at their strongest, certainly Neil Lennon's mind, with his strongest 11, so I think Celtic have too much in the night and I think they'll win the game.
Yep, okay. You can give us your thoughts on that as well. Will Celtic get a bit of revenge against Cluj? And what about Rangers out there in Switzerland against Young Boys? Not a lot of fans out there. Rangers decided not to take up their allocation, Barry. There'll be a sprinkling of Rangers fans who are just determined to see their team in Europe against a Young Boys side that, you know, they've got a good pedigree.
Yeah, I've looked them up the past week. They won the league last year. They're sitting, I think, second in the league this season. They've got some handy players, so it's going to be a tough game for Rangers. But the record under Steven Gerrard in Europe's excellent. So I think they can go over there confident as long as they keep them quiet the first 15-20 minutes. I think if they come away with a point, they'll be absolutely delighted with that.
Sam?
Yeah, I think Rangers are capable of going on and getting a draw. I don't think they'll win the game. The Young Boys are strong, particularly at home in Europe. As Barry said, won the Swiss Championship last year, so I think if Rangers can go and get a point, you know, they've proved at home. Even the last game against Feyenoord, they were excellent. They battered Feyenoord. I think they're capable of beating all three teams at home. So anything away from home would be a great result for Rangers.
Yeah, only 2 defeats in 24 under Steven Gerrard. There's the group, Ruffy. I mean, they're well placed.
Yeah, they certainly are, and they have been doing well in Europe year on year. I mean, everybody talks about Morelos and Davis. For me, Alan McGregor is the big player in European football for Rangers. He makes the saves that gives everybody the chance to get the goal. And if he's not in top form tonight, I don't think Rangers will win this one.
Yeah. The other aspect of this is Ruffy always, well, he's a goalkeeper, he always bleats on about other goalkeepers. McGregor is crucial because he makes great saves. At the other end, we are witnessing, I think, a different Alfredo Morelos. Is that fair comment?
Yeah, certainly. The question mark against him is obviously his discipline. It looks to me that the manager's had a long chat with him. And he looks a different player. When he's concentrating on doing what he does best, rolling defenders and scoring goals, he's a good player. There's no doubt in my mind. You should let your football do the talking, and clearly this season that's what he's doing. Yeah,
Ruffy thinks McGregor's the key man. Who do you think's the key man?
For me, I says it when we signed him. Well, I'm saying we signed him. Yeah. Rangers signed him in January, Stevie Davis. He's had a full pre-season under his belt. When he gets a number of games, which he's had this season, he dictates the midfield. That's the engine room for me. And he's clearly been on top form, certainly the last 2 or 3 weeks for me. So he's the guy that makes Rangers tick for me.
Yeah, you see how that works, Tam, don't you? You just can't stop saying we. I mean, it's as simple as that. You know, it's kissing the badge and everything.
No, I don't do that.
I've got them there. What about you, Tam? It must be difficult for you to say we since so many of your clubs have been relegated.
No, I can't say we.
Do you say that when you're doing the Derry game, the Derry City game?
There's that many clubs. No, but listen, I think he's right. I think Steven Davis has been a brilliant signing for Rangers, but Morelos, great. I think he's done really well this season. I've been critical of him in the past. It's his discipline, you know, and he was allowing people to wind him up, and he was taking the bait all the time. Now he seems as if he's calmed himself down. Good player, you know, strong, rolls people. Defenders get too tight. He battered the boy for Feyenoord in the last game, the centre half. He gave him a doing all night, and I think he's capable of doing that to any defender. If they get too tight to him, he's been really impressive this season. Yeah,
Alfredo Morelos himself has obviously mentioned the fact that he's got ambitions at domestic and international level. He released a little statement just on his ambitions, on how he wants to progress with, of course, Falcao, one of the Colombian legends. Not being in the squad on this occasion, of course, I view this as a great opportunity for me. He's been selected for Colombia after much was made about his exclusion. It's a chance to get more experience with my national team, and I want to do my absolute best. Yes, it's been a good start to the season for me. I've scored a number of important goals for Rangers already. I've just tried to keep doing things my way, and the reward for me has been a call-up to the national team, which makes me very proud indeed. I won't let anyone down, and I'm delighted to have earned this call-up. So I can see an ever-maturing boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's hope so, because last year, there was doubt on everybody. We all thought that was hindering these big money moves, that managers were looking at them and said, can't really trust them. You would like to think that, like all these kind of players, the penny drops eventually. That I think Defoe coming in has been a big sort of a mini threat to him. He's there in the background. If he's not playing well, he's going to be sitting on the bench. So I just think, I hope it's right, because there's been no reason for him to throw the dummy out the pram in any games, because Rangers are playing so well. There's not been a backlash, if you know what I mean. They've been winning games quite comfortably. Let's hope if it does come, that he can, no resort back to what he was doing.
Yeah, okay. We're going to talk Kieran Tierney in Scotland after we have a look at this week's quiz. He's been a good signing, Tam McManus. He's starting to show his knowledge, Ruffy, which we obviously thought we'd signed a vacuum, but he's he's really stepping up to the plate, isn't he?
No,
He's been a football knowledge sprinkled in there.
Yeah, you've got to remember that guy. He was absolutely superb. I'm not going to give a clue away here.
No.
Did he play in that game in '66 with Korea, when Korea won 5-3?
Yes.
Did he play in that game?
Yes.
Something leads me to believe he scored the hat-trick.
Yeah. He fired in a good few goals in 1966. He was one of the star men. He actually played in the European Cup in 1968. Benfica had made it to 3 finals. He won it in 61, 62, and then obviously played in subsequent finals where they were just unlucky. They were a good team, Benfica, then, Ruffy.
Yeah, there's some super players as well.
Yeah, talk us through those players, Tam. No, never mind, I'm just winding you up. Can you imagine he started rhyming them off? Ruffy? We'd be in big trouble, wouldn't we? Anyway, let's talk about a man a little closer to home that Tam almost certainly knows, Kieran Tierney, because there was a wee suggestion that he was going to be called up for Scotland. I'm not sure that's a good idea, Barry, when you're trying to get back to fitness. It's happened on a couple of occasions with players who suddenly are trying to get back to fitness and they're called up for the international side before they've even got their foot in the door with their own team. Yeah,
I think Arsenal are doing the right thing. They're just playing it easy with him. He's obviously missed pre-season, which is the most important part for a professional footballer, so they're going to just ease him back in. It'll be interesting when he does come back into the Scotland team what Stevie Clarke's going to do with both him and Robertson. So, but for me, Kieran Tierney he's a top player.
Left centre back.
Yeah, look, it's a good call. Gordon Strachan played him at right back.
Oh, he doesn't like it.
No, I know he doesn't like it. But listen, we've got two, for me, in the top left backs in the world. So it'll be interesting to see what Stevie Clarke does when he comes back into the fold.
Yeah, the Scotland manager taking a fairly sensible approach to this one, leaving him out when Arsenal made the call.
No, it was close to selecting Kieran. Obviously, Arsenal have indicated to us that they prefer us not to select him at this moment in time because he's only played 70 odd minutes of football, and you have to respect the club's decision on that one. Now, obviously, I'd like to get Kieran in the squad and have him as part of the group, but at this moment in time, it's more important that Kieran gets minutes on the pitch, gets himself back to full speed, and when that happens, I'm sure he'll be a valuable member of the squad.
I just get a real sense, Tam, that Kieran Tierney is going to go on to another level from what he was producing at Celtic.
Yeah, I think he will. I think you go down south, Barry's went down to the English Premiership, you're up against top teams every week. Up here when you're playing for Celtic, no disrespect to the other teams, some of the games are pretty easy. You can cruise through games down there. No easy games, and I think that will bring his game on. Andy Robertson, you look at how well he done. Dundee United to Hull, and then at Liverpool, his games went to a new level as well. So, I think he's a top player. Kieran Tierney, I think he's got everything going forward. You can see a pass. He's a good tackler, good pace, good athlete. I think he'll do very well down there once he gets himself kind of sorted, because he's had a lot of problems with his kind of hernia and hip areas, which is a concern. But if he's fully fit and firing, then I think he'll be a brilliant signing for Arsenal. Yeah,
it's an interesting point. Did you cruise through games when you were at Rangers first time around, when you were breaking into the side? Because, I understand Tam's making that point now. But at that time, I thought there was a lot of big games that you were coming thick and fast then.
There's a lot of good players, good teams, but when they came to your home patch, as long as you started well, the first 10-15 minutes, you got that first goal, and then it was kind of an easy street once you get 2 and 3. But I'm with Tam. I think he can get down there and be a top player in that English Premier League.
Yeah. OK, we'll switch our attention to one of Tam's old clubs, and I know you're all now thinking, quick, get the raffle tickets out, which one is he going to talk about? But we're going to talk about Hibs, Tam, because Paul Heckingbottom, first and foremost, he's picked up a charge from the SFA for his red card, as he expected, for kicking the bottle. It hit off the assistant on the sidelines, and then he got the red card from the referee, Kevin Clancy.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that he deserved to get sent off. I mean, you can't do that on the side of the pitch. I think he's frustrated because there's no doubt in my mind in Championship being sent off. You can't raise your hands to an opposition player. He should have been off the park, and that would have gave Hibs a massive advantage. But he's got to take his medicine. You can't act like that. He's a man under serious pressure. You can tell that. But Hibs, I thought Hibs were really good against Celtic. They showed a bit of desire, a bit of dig that the fans have been wanting all season. They've been a bit iffy, a bit wishy-washy, particularly in the middle of the pitch. But they get close to Celtic, they get in their faces, and I thought they deserved the point. Yeah,
Paul Heckingbottom said, Ruffy, and you were there at the game. He reckons that Doidge will come good. Now, they spent money on him, almost £300,000 for a striker that at the moment is misfiring.
Yeah, and he's not scoring goals. It doesn't even look as if he's going to score a goal. He's doing a lot of good work. He's trying to hold the ball up and bring the midfield into the game. But for me, he doesn't look that threat yet. He doesn't look like that player who's going to score you the winning goal. But like all good strikers, once you get one or two, he might kick on. You never know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yep, I always like Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Barry, because it's Champions League, and then we'll stretch ourselves into the Thursday if there's Scottish interest, which thankfully they are. Here's the fixtures on offer tonight in the Champions League, which is Genk against Napoli, Slavia Prague, Borussia Dortmund, Liverpool against Red Bull Salzburg, Barcelona against Inter Milan, Leipzig against Lyon, Zenit St Petersburg, Benfica, Lille against Chelsea, and Valencia against Ajax. So with that in mind, I look back to last night's Champions League. If Celtic or Rangers had been thumped 7-2, I think most of the English media would have absolutely slaughtered them.
Yeah, I've no doubt in my mind about that. I'll be honest with you, I only caught the highlights when I came in. I had a game last night, but Bayern Munich looked frightening. It shows you the way they talk up the English Premier League, Tottenham, one of the top teams. Well, Bayern Munich for me made them look bang average, and they thoroughly deserved the 7 goals.
Can you cast your mind back, Tam, to a game where you were absolutely getting tonked and you thought to yourself, this could be double figures?
Just speaking about it earlier, Celtic Park, we just beat them in the quarter-final of the League Cup and we played them the following week, and we had a big celebration that night, probably too much. We had a lot of young boys in our team. We went to Parkhead on the Saturday and they humped us 6-0, and it could have been anything. United as well, I get beat 7-0 from Inverness when Terry Butcher was there. They won the league, so I've been on the end of quite a few doings, a couple off of Barry's Rangers as well. But as you said, you've just got to get on with it, suck it up and stay together, as Pochettino's saying, and try and improve the next game.
Yeah, Ruffy, does any mauling come to mind for yourself?
Yeah, I remember I was in the BB. We were getting beat 10-0 in the cup final. I thought this was it.
Aye, nothing really in the professional game for you, Ruffy, no?
Professional game, yeah. We won the League Cup in 71. We beat Celtic 4-1 on the Saturday, and a week later we went up to Aberdeen and get beat 7-2.
Yeah.
Must have been a good party after that game.
I was just about to say to you. But Barry...
I've had a few.
Yeah.
I've had a few. Yeah, your closest rivals, Celtic, a couple of times. But probably the biggest doing was Lyon.
Yeah.
In terms of we just couldn't get the ball off them. We'd beat them 3-0. I think it was a week or two previous to that. They probably took us a bit light. But they come over to Ibrox and we couldn't get near them. They were devastating. It could have been, it was 3-0, but it could have been 6, 7, 8. We would have come off that pitch and would have had no argument whatsoever.
Yeah, okay.
3-0 would have been a reasonable result for us.
Yeah.
For me and Tam, that's not a mauling.
Yeah.
I'm talking about...
That's a day-to-day result.
He's talking about in the 90 minutes when somebody actually says to you, by the way, you know you
Couldn't
only
get near
touched the ball 10 times.
Couldn't get near them. They were a different animal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, last week on the programme, it was absolutely fantastic because Tam Cowan, who's on every Thursday, he ended the show just singing a Neil Sedaka song, which is just incredible. And so many people have been dying to see Ruffy bring back one of his old famous shirts. And Ruffy, you've got the old country and western shirt. Do you want to lead us out in a song at the moment?
I don't know all the words of this song. It's Glenn Campbell. What was this song again?
Yeah, don't worry about it, Ruffy. We'll get it when you remember.
Rhinestone Cowboy.
We'll get it when you remember the words. Just remembering football is good enough for me. Thanks to Ruffy, thanks to Tam McManus, thanks to Barry Ferguson. Thank you very much to you for watching. Don't forget you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and we'll see you tomorrow.
Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.